Hi my lovelies, I'm Jen from Crafty Crafty and I am teaming up with Tonic Studios to bring you some fantastic new SVGs. So today we are going to look at the number shakers. These are fantastic. They make creating shaker cards super easy. So you need to purchase the SVG, which gives you numbers from 0 to 9, and then you will need to buy the number shaker refill sets in the numbers that you want. But we're going to look at the SVG first. I'm going to show you how we bring it into Design Space, how we can create a couple of cards, and then we're going to go and make those using the shaker refills. So when you open up your file, you'll see there's an instruction sheet, and that basically goes through, it tells us what our different files are, and it also goes through and shows you what everything is going to look out, cut out, and it also gives you a couple of ideas as well. There's also a Readme document, which is basically the terms and conditions, and it says that you have a commercial license to sell a completed product. We're going to open up the SVG folder, and you'll see we've got all our numbers there. So I'm just going to hold down my Shift key and my arrow key and select all of those, and I'm then going to copy them. Open up my pictures and then paste them into my pictures. The reason for this is two reasons really. First of all, they're nice and easy to find if they're in your pictures from Design Space. And secondly, Design Space cannot open folders, so you do need to extract the individual files. We can now go to Design Space. If we open up Design Space, you can see I've already got a card designed. And then I've literally just got a card template here with a couple of rectangle layers. We can go to upload, upload image, browse, and we can then select each of those number files. Because they are a SVG, it will come in as a cut file. You'll see the name there, and I always give a tag as well because then it's easy to find, especially if I'm uploading lots of files, and we can then upload that. I'm just going to go through and add all of these files in exactly the same way. So I'm going to bring in the number 6 and the number 1 and insert those to my canvas. So the first thing you want to check is the measurement. So there is a piece of text here that says correct if the line measures 8 inches, which it does. And we're also going to check the other one. Once we've done that, I can then click on the text in the layers panel and delete that. And then do the same for the other one as well. Because we're using the shaker refills, these numbers do need to stay the same size. I'm going to ungroup them, and I only actually need 2 of each for this. So I'm just going to get rid of those, and then I'm going to ungroup these and get rid of those ones and those ones. I'm just going to set this one up. So I'm going to align, and I'm going to align top. There we go. And then all I'm going to do is weld this one together. The reason I'm welding this one together is we're actually going to slice it out of our cardstock. And so if I try and do these as separate layers, I have to slice them individually. And also I then have to try and work out getting them straight and everything. So doing it this way is a lot easier. So I'm just, as I said, aligning them, and because they're the same height, I'm going to align them to either top or bottom. And then I'm going to come to the bottom of my layers panel, and I'm going to weld them. And you'll see at the moment they are 2 individual layers. And when I weld them, they become 1 layer. So for the time being, I'm just going to place that on my card roughly where I want it to be. I also want some text on here as well. So I'm going to go to my text and I'm going to come up to my fonts. I'm going to go to filter and I'm going to filter for a writing font. And a writing font is a single line font. So when I draw it in my Cricut machine, it's a single line instead of a double line. So I'm going to choose writing. So I'm going to choose Cake Basics for today. And I'm just going to write my text. And I can size it all up in a minute. At the moment, I'm just going to align and center. I'm then going to come off to offset. And I'm just going to create a nice little offset there. And apply. I want to change the color on that. And then making sure that that offset is selected, I'm then going to create a second offset and apply. That text, if I then select it, if I change the style from regular to writing, it's then going to write on my cardstock for me. I'm just going to use my layers panel to hide that back offset. And I'm going to select these two layers and I'm just going to attach my writing to that offset layer. And then I can bring back that other offset and I'm just going to highlight them and group them. I can then bring them over to my card and just size that up. I can then work out where I want my number to be, which is there. I'm just going to move this out the way. And then I'm going to select my actual card. And again, using my layers panel, I'm going to click on that eye to hide it. And what this does is it hides it from my canvas. But when I bring it back, everything else is in the exact position. I'm also going to hide this layer here. I'm going to highlight both of these. I just want to align and center horizontally. And make sure that's in the center. And then because I welded those letters into one layer, I'm going to slice. We can then delete that and delete that as well. So that leaves us with that slice. So we've got two more things that we need to do for this to be ready. So we've got our numbers here. We've already sliced our numbers out here. Now these are going to sit in there. So we've got another layer of cardstock just to add a different element. However, I need to make a duplicate of these and I need to make them slightly bigger because I actually need a number to cover my blister pack so that the sequins don't fall out. It's quite hard to explain, but I will show you. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to offset and we're just going to make the offset 0.25 inches and apply. And then we're going to do that for that one as well. And we've done one for the number 5. And that's it. We can then go to make it. Just check that all your layers are as you want them. And don't forget, we are going to be using the pen. I can then go to continue. I'm using my maker, but you can create these on the Explore machines. I'm going to go and cut everything out and I'm going to be using all Tonic cardstock today and I use a variety of different cut settings. So I've got in front of me our number blister packs. So these are the refill packs, which are the ones you're going to need. Each of these has 10 blister packs in them. So I've got number 1, 5 and 6. And you can see that they've got adhesive on the back there. So we're going to do the number 5 card first. And in here I've got some Nouveau Candy Hearts. I've got some Nouveau sequins in Water Lily Pink, which are very pretty. I've got some Nouveau sequins in diamond. And I've got a very small amount of the Nouveau Pure Sheen glitter in candy pink. This is super fine glitter and it will stick to the blister pack. So you only need a very small amount. I've got my offset that I created. And I've got my number 5, which is going to sit in there. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually glue my number 5 to that offset. And I'm using one of my favourite glues today, which is the Nouveau Deluxe Adhesive. I like to go right to the edges with my glue, and then what I like to do is just smooth it out with my finger so that when I put that down, I don't have any glue spilling out. But you do want to go right to the edges when you're doing layers. We then want to glue that in place. I can then take that tape off my blister pack to reveal the sticky tape underneath. And I'm then going to place this cardstock over it to encase that glitter. I'm just going to really push that down. I've got my card. I'm just going to work out where I want that to go. And of course I've got my sliced piece of card, which is then going to hide my blister pack. So what I do is put that over first, and then I just get a very light pen or a pencil, and I literally just do a little dot and a little dot there so that I know that's where I'm going to place it. I'm then going to add my glue to the back of this. Get that lined up. And then of course stick that down. Oh, they're so beautiful to make these. And then of course I can add my next layer. And again, because I've gone right out to the edge there, I do just want to come in with my finger and just smooth that glue out. A, because it makes sure that the whole area gets covered, and B, as I say, you don't want any glue spilling out. And there we go. There is a very pretty little shaker card. And then of course you can add embellishments and whatever else you want to add onto your card. So now we're going to do our next card. So for this one I'm using a 6 and a 1. I've got some of the Nouveau Blue Dusk Diamond, which is super pretty. And I'm just going to add that into that one. I think I'm going to do different ones in different numbers. And then I've got some Nouveau Sapphire Blue Sequins. I've got some Nouveau Bluebell Hearts Pure Sheen Confetti. And some Aqua Aurora Sequins. And then in both, I'm just going to add a little bit of the Snowstorm Flakes, which are really gorgeous. Make sure before you take the tape off that you clear that area and scoop any that need to go in the blister pack, that they go in there and they're not sat on here. So again, I've got my insert pieces I created, which are going to actually hold in my sequins and everything. And then I got some background numbers that I cut out. So I'm going to glue those together. So we're going to do number 1 first. Again, I'm just going to remove that tape to reveal the sticky tape. I'm going to take my insert I created and just press that down into place. And that will then stop the inside of our shaker from coming out. And exactly the same with the 6. I'm going to come in and peel away that tape. And then add this to it. And just press down on that and make sure that it's nice and stuck. Oh, they are so pretty. So exactly the same as before, I'm going to place this where I want it to be. And then just take that off. And then again, just get a little pen and make just a little mark. So I know where they need to line up. I can then add my glue. And again, if you're going right to the edges, just smooth it out a little bit. We can then glue that in place. And then again, just hold them down so they've got time to stick. I've just used some blue pearl tonic cardstock here, and then I've just used some shimmer powders with some water just to create this beautiful effect. And we can then glue that onto our card. Oh, look at that. And then, of course, we can add any embellishments. So there we go. A nice, easy way to make some number shaker cards. These are great. These blister packs are absolutely fantastic. And the fact that Tonic have now made them SVGs as well just makes it so simple. I love seeing what everyone creates. So make sure that you tag Tonic on Instagram because I love having a bit of a nose. As always, thanks for joining me and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.